actually not here physically. So good afternoon, Ma, and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. How are you? Thank you for having me once more.
You're welcome, Ma. It's a pleasure to have you joining us today as we celebrate International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Amazing. So how are you feeling today, Ma?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you doing there?
Well, we're very well, thank you. From the school, you can tell that you're doing absolutely well.
Yeah, I
so
want
as we
to
celebrate
appreciate you.
International, okay.
I appreciate all of you for the sacrificial and unquantifiable job you are doing over the UNICAL Radio International. I appreciate all of you, and I love you all.
Thank you. We love you too, Mama.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's just jump right into it because we're celebrating International Women's Day. You know, this is the week that we're celebrating International Women's Day because from Monday up until today, we've had different phenomenal women in the studio, and we just said we cannot do this without inviting the one and only best female Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar. So let me ask you this: how does it feel being a woman in a world that is dominated by men?
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, I feel good. I feel nice, and I want to appreciate God for the opportunity of making me the first female Vice Chancellor of this great University of Arts, which 45 years before I came on board was led by men. Absolutely. And I think that we made history, me and my women folk made history. And I think it's not been bad. It's good, it's great. I'm doing well. I've had cooperation of students and staff. I know there have been rough edges here and there, but it's expected. I never expected that everything was going to be smooth sail. And so, but the important thing is that I'm getting on, and I'm getting on very fine. And I hope people are happy with what we are doing. And I think I and my team have been able to improve the system much better than how we met it. So we'll leave history to judge us.
Yes. University of Calabar of your leadership. Let's start with that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't really hear you.
Okay, I'll take the question again.
Yes,
it says, as the first female Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, your administration has empowered women in academia and beyond. What has been the most fulfilling aspect of your leadership? Let's start with that.
Okay, yes, I have actually, my administration have actually empowered a lot of women in leadership in the University of Calabar. A number of women are holding positions today that hitherto we never thought that women could hold. I've had to appoint women acting deans. There are so many women as deans and directors of the university. And at the time, we had the two deputy vice chancellors as women, the university librarian as a woman. And so when we sat then as management of the university, 7 of us, you see 4 women sitting as the management staff and 3 men. But I know it has been good. But I think the icing of it all for me is when I produced the first female SUG president.
SUG president, yeah.
Yes. You know, before now, that position has been reserved for only men. And in going by their constitution, the vice president was just reserved for the woman, a female. But just last year, I had a lady who came out and strongly contested for the position, but narrowly missed it. And so when I saw the second woman coming all out, and I think they were really encouraged by the fact that the VC is a woman, and they know that she was not going to stop them. And I really did not stop them. Rather, I encouraged them. I gave them a pat on the back, and I said, go on. And there's no way a society will reserve an office strictly for men. And just like today in Nigeria, we are against the position of president being reserved. Our constitution as a country actually never reserved the position of the president of Nigeria for men. So I was wondering why the presidency of SUG of UNICAL should be reserved for men. And so the lady came out, contested, and won. And interestingly, she wanted a man to be a running mate. And the man turned it down. And they ended up the SUG president, a woman, the vice president, a woman. It was actually the most fulfilling moment for me as the first female vice chancellor, working together now with the first female SUG president. I feel so fulfilled. And I think we have broken the barrier and we have opened up opportunities for many more women to venture into such positions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much, Prof, for also attending the second question that says, is there a particular success story or initiative that stands out as a defining moment of your leadership? And you've actually spotlighted that, having the first female SUG president is actually one of those.
Amazing. Just like I always say.
In addition to many other Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's the first. She always, breaks records. She always does something new. Moving forward, true empowerment starts from within. What mindset shifts do you believe are essential for women striving to break barriers just like you?
Okay, I think first, yes, I think the first thing for any woman striving to lead is to first believe in oneself. You must first believe in your own capacity. And like you said, leadership starts from within. If you don't believe in yourself, there's no way you can be out there to lead others. So when you first believe in yourself and you know that you can do it, you will first define yourself. Believing in yourself means that you will define who you are, define yourself, that you can get it done, you can do it what others men are doing. And once you do that, you reject others defining you. You refuse people to define who you are. You define yourself. And once you do that, you will venture out. You will never be scared of venturing out into unknown fields, unknown areas, and challenges that people think that they're unsurmountable. Then you venture out into those challenges. And once you do that, you know that you must be prepared. And be prepared meaning that for you to become a woman leader, you must first read about the story of other successful women. It is very, very important. Reading and understanding the success story of other women, not bringing other women down. When you understand and study and follow up with other women, if possible, get very close to them. If the proximity is there, get close to them. Begin to know what is the secret. What is it that propels these women to success? And then you try to be like them equally. And then begin to love challenges. When you love challenges, you know that you will be able to work and get it done. But more importantly, you should set goals for yourself. Leadership is not something you just walk into. When you don't walk into leadership, you fail. You must prepare for leadership. I prepared for Vice Chancellor, that I'm a position I'm holding today. And that is why I've occupied virtually all positions in the University of Calabar before I became Vice Chancellor. From coordinator of program, examination officer, to sub-dean, to head of department, to deputy dean, to DVC. I've occupied all these positions. So I see myself as one who was very prepared for it. We must prepare for it. And more importantly, let me add here that more importantly, you must enjoy, you must be somebody who likes work. You must like work. not one who is looking for money. Because if I as a lecturer was interested in money, I'm sure all the positions I've occupied, people would have gotten one thing or the other to run me down. And perhaps I wouldn't have been where I enjoyed work. I enjoyed working, and I gave my life for working. And I worked so hard. And because I worked so hard, I was able to progress to where I am today. And I found myself in this way. So women must know that hard work never kills. If you want to be a leader, you just have to work very hard and depend less on others. I want women to get out from this idea of that a man must provide for you. Somebody should be there. You must be dependent on somebody. No, women should be very independent of themselves, and they should work towards that. And that's what I think will make any woman who aspire to be a leader gets into such a position. I hope I've not lost you. Hello? Hello? Michelle, are you there?
Yes, can you hear us? We're here with you.
Okay, yeah, with me. Yeah.
Okay. So we still have the 11 substantive and best ever female Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar right here in the studio as we celebrate International Women's Day. So Michelle.
And so to you, our listeners out there, you can join this conversation online. So also go to rka.org/unical radio so that you can also benefit this insightful wisdom from our dear Professor Florence Banku Obi. So yes, Prof has actually highlighted a lot of things. That first, as a woman, you need to believe in yourself, prepare yourself, and also love hard work. Now, Mama, we also want to ask this question. Women often find themselves struggling to balance career ambition, also family responsibilities, and personal growth. Sometimes it comes with a great personal cost. So as a mother, scholar, administrator, and author, how have you been able to manage to navigate these demands successfully?
Interestingly, every woman knows how to multitask. Multitasking is just part of the responsibility or role of a woman. So there's no woman who said, because I'm a mother, all I do is just breastfeed my children and take care of them. You are everything. And once we know that, we must also learn to apportion time to all the activities. Yes, it comes with a great personal sacrifice, because once you are a woman and you want to achieve, you are working towards success, getting to the peak of your professional career, you just have to forgo a lot of things, especially social things that you can actually forgo, like attending social meetings, going to sit down with friends, eating and drinking in clubs and all those. You must forgo them. So you have to make a balance between your work, your studies, your work, your office, your home, your children, your family, and everybody needs to be catered for. And if you do that, you will be a success. When the children need your time, you must know when to give the children the time they need. You must know when to get to the market to buy things, come home and prepare your meals. You must know how to organize your home. Today is even better for the younger women, which wasn't there for us, where you can do even a bulk purchase, come store them in the fridge. We didn't have such opportunities. So almost every day, every other day or every day, you find yourself running in and out of the market. So you must know how to organize yourself. And then you must also know how to give time to your work. While others who are not so focused and determined like you will go to bed to sleep, you are sitting out, either burning a midnight candle or trying to figure out your next day in office and plan yourself. You must have a planner, you must have a diary where you plan your day, exactly what you need to do the next day, and the next day. You need to plan out very well. If you do that, you'll be able to multitask and you'll be able to get going. No parts, none of these other functions or positions and responsibilities will suffer for the other.
These are quite incredible. These are quite incredible. Vine, do you agree?
I 100% agree with you.
Mama has actually highlighted ways as a woman, as a mother, and someone who is also assuming leadership role. She has actually, said that women can actually multitask. So you will not have one excuse as saying that, oh, because I'm doing this, or because I'm a leader, or because I'm a mother, I can't do this. As the first female vice chancellor, and she's actually able to carry out this responsibility effectively. Multitasking.
Absolutely.
I'll say well done to you, our dear vice chancellor.
Amazing. So moving forward, let's talk about the challenges of women empowerment. Now, limited access to quality education and skills, soft or hard skills, remains a significant barrier in many Nigerian communities. What innovative strategies or policies would you recommend to ensure that young women and girls are empowered through education and lifelong learning?
Yeah, education itself, we say, is a lifelong process. And when we talk about lifelong education, we are talking about continuous improvement of oneself, one's knowledge, and one's skill. This actually could be through the formal or informal way. And I give you example. If you are a fashion designer or a tailor by the local palace, you've learned how to sew, and you start actually sewing for people. You don't end there. You need to get refresher courses, because there will be other people who are fashion designers or tailors that are better than you. You must recognize that. And you need from time to time to go to them to learn new skills. You must always be a step ahead of your competitors. The same thing with those who are in formal setting. If you are a worker, if you are in school, you must keep learning and updating your knowledge. In the formal setting, we say continuous professional development, CPD. You must always develop yourself continuously. Otherwise, you find out that you'll be left behind. If you're a lecturer, for instance, and because you went to school in 1960 or 1990, you had your lecture notes and you continue teaching with the lecture notes. Of course, if you have students who are smarter than you, will begin to tell you that you are giving them obsolete knowledge. So lifelong education is a daily thing, something that all of us must embrace. So what are we supposed to do to embrace lifelong education as aspiring women? I go back to it. You must always be inquisitive and curious to get more knowledge. You must always want to update yourself in any profession, in anything you do. Make sure that you keep on updating yourself through short skills, short training, conferences, workshop, or getting higher degrees. And if you don't even want to get higher degrees, just make sure you read books. Every day people are coming up with stories and books. Make sure you continue reading books, and then you must have this taste for knowledge and just never be satisfied with the position you are. Once you do that, you have a better continuous education into your whole being. And that is how you continue on a daily basis, getting more knowledge. And that is where we talk about the lifelong education. In skills and knowledge is there. So all we need to do is embrace it, and we'll be updating ourselves.
Amazing. All right, thank you so much, Professor, for giving us such enlightening words of wisdom. We'll be going on a very short break, and we'll be coming back soon with Professor Florence Banku Obi. And also, I want you to stay glued to your radio. Keep listening to UNICAL 103.5 FM. This duo will be coming back shortly. So you're on one. Ma?
Yes, please.
We were about to go back.
Okay, go on.
All right, ma. Welcome back from that break. We're still celebrating International Women's Day here at UNICAL Radio International with the radio series She Can Empower, Accelerate, and March Forward. And today we have our very own first female Vice Chancellor in person of Professor Florence Banku Obi. And actually, we've been learning insightful and gaining wisdom from, her treasure and knowledge full of treasure and all of that. So yes, to you listening to us, stay glued to your radio because more and more is coming your way. And also, you can listen to us on our online radio, yrka.org/radio in radio. Also go to our Facebook, UNICAL Radio International, and also our Instagram, UNICAL Ring, to be a part of this amazing conversation. So welcome back, our dear professor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so still on this, we also want to gain this, insights. Now, in Nigeria, there are primary challenges hindering accelerated actions toward achieving both gender equity and the protection of women's rights. Did you get that?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm with you.
I said in Nigeria, what are the primary challenges hindering accelerated action towards achieving both gender equity and the protection of women's rights?
Oh, okay. The challenges, they're actually multidimensional, looking at our own context and environment. First, I want to talk about sociocultural problems. And when we are looking at the sociocultural challenges here, we are looking at the stereotype. In child upbringing, unconsciously, parents, especially mothers, who are actually against gender discrimination, begin from babyhood to bring up the children differently. The boy child is brought up differently from the girl child. So we begin to give them gender stereotype roles and responsibility. And when you bring them up that way, the boy begins to see himself as much more superior to the girl than the boy. That itself, than the boy sees himself more superior to the girl. And in adulthood, that actually will be his way of life. Now, outside sociocultural problems, equally that we have barriers to education, women not having a lot of opportunity to access school. In the days of the old and past, it was much more. Even today, when we think there are more women and women have opportunity to access education, go back to looking at the data, they will tell you that almost 15 to 20% of women are still not accessing, the girl child not accessing education compared to the boy child. So based on the environment we find ourselves, there are still many girls who are out of school than boys. So it is still based on sociocultural discrimination and bias. And now, when even we go to school, the girl's mind is made to tailor towards the arts. The boy's mind is made tailored towards the sciences. And of course, we know in the world today, yes, we have had women who are in the arts, who are authors, who are doing so well, who are acclaimed authors and celebrated all over. But we know that those who are in the sciences come up with much more inventions. And so you see men getting into very difficult and tough areas of learning. And when they get out of jobs or out of school, they can easily get jobs because of the courses they had studied. Not so for the girl child. You see more of them into some other courses that they think are easygoing, education, the arts, languages, linguistics, theater arts, and all that. I'm not saying that those areas are not important, but I'm saying that it's an area, it's about mindset, how we begin to let children form that the thing that the boys should get into more difficult and challenging areas than the girls. Also, there is this discriminatory attitude in the society, in policies and in laws. You know that in our country today, I hope it's still there, and I know that FIDA has been going to the police station to bail anybody, because for a married woman, you can't go to bail anybody. For a married woman to get a visa to travel out, you need the consent of your husband. But it's not so for the man. These are all discriminatory attitudes that hinder the development and the growth, the progression of women in the society. Then we talk about poverty and economic opportunities. Of course, we know that if we take the statistics of the poor in the country today, and even in our community, they are mostly women. And because of the fact that they are poor, they then have opportunities to venture into more economic and productive areas. The men have more opportunities for economic enterprise. And so women are disadvantaged because of poverty and economic opportunities. Fewer women are in leadership opportunity or in leadership anywhere. And you know, people normally are role models to the upcoming ones. The boy child sees the man as their role model. The girl child sees the woman as a role model. When there are fewer women at the top, who then will be the role model of the girl child that will inspire the girl to want to get to the top? You just see mostly women are carried along because they are misses. And so a young girl begins to want and desire to be a missus. And that is why you see many of our girls frustrated when they do not have that tag of missus. Because in the society, they don't have very successful women who are their role models. We lack them. But the men get to the top of their careers. They have people who can easily mentor them. It's difficult for a woman to go to a man to be mentored. Yes, it's possible, but except that woman too is a very strong woman and will shut her ears about what people will say, seeing you very close to a man. There are women that go very close to a man to mentor them, but it's not always the case. Women will feel more comfortable going to women, and men will feel more comfortable going to men as role models and as mentors. So we need to have more women in this kind of places. Also, we have workplace discrimination and inequality in workplace. For instance, we all have the same qualification. Why is it that there have been female professors in UNICAL over the years? Why is it that it took a Florence Obi to break the jinx? Why haven't there been women sitting as vice chancellors? Why haven't we had many women as deans in any university? Why have we not had women? Why are we not having women as governors in Nigeria today? Is it because the women are not qualified educationally? No, they have the certificates, they have the papers, but this discriminatory attitude against women in workplaces where they think a woman cannot play the key role, a woman cannot rise to be at the top. Many men feel so uncomfortable with taking instructions or being supervised by a woman. These are some of the things that have actually kept us behind. I make jokes sometimes, and I tell people in some of our social groups and that men actually will prefer to give make a goat, a man with a goat, a leader, than make a woman with braids, a leader. I mean, make a man with the dons, a leader, than make a woman with brains, a leader. They dread women. So this discriminatory attitude, in fact, has helped to keep women where we are today. I think those are some of the things that are working against us actually getting to stopping this discrimination and gender discrimination in the society.
Amazing. I couldn't agree less. I mean, we need to eradicate gender discrimination in society in order for us to move forward and productive society. Okay, moving forward, let me ask you this, right? In your perspective, should we prioritize gender equality or equity in addressing the challenges faced by women and girls, and why?
Well, what we should prioritize, let me just say this. Let's understand that in the society, all of us crave to be treated as equals. So equality is a desired place. Every human being wants to be treated as the other person. Equality is a desired place. Is the norm, is what should be. Is giving the same treatment to every human being, everybody. But equity is creating an inclusive environment that will let women begin to or get to the top. Meaning that while equality is a desired place, equity is a tool to get into the desired place. So what should we be emphasizing now? As we all crave equality, is for us to emphasize equity. When we all have the equity when people are given what belongs to them, a woman is given a position that befits her, removing social biases. There is no bias in the treatment of men and women. Everybody is given the opportunity to aspire and to reach the top. Once we all desire that, we know that eventually equality is possible. I like saying that craving equality now is that God should have made all of us as male or made all of us as female. Yes, we are different, and so we need to be treated differently. I would love to be a woman over and over. So there are things the way a man will be treated, what the man demands that the woman demands it too. So while we agree that there are differences between male and female, we all, when it comes to treatment, we desire to be treated as human beings equally. But the stepping stone is for us to achieve equity first. Give to one what belongs to one. When we achieve equity, we know that equality is possible. Without equity, there will never be equality. So what we should be fighting for now, we should be talking about is gender equity. Practice in everything we do. When we have that, we know the other one will be possible, because equity is the final destination and equality is the final destination. Equity is the means to the destination. So we want both, but one for now is more important for us, and that is equity.
Amazing, amazing. So let me quickly ask you this, Ma. So I feel like, in the 21st century, women are big on competing with the men. It's always a tussle. If a man is a mechanic, I want to be a mechanic as well. If a man is a bricklayer, I want to do that as well. So do you think that it should continue that way? It should be constant competition between men and women?
But there are women who are bricklayers. We have women mechanics. There are women pilots. There's nothing women cannot do if they have given opportunity. But give them the idea.
I think most times, right, it's more like because this person is doing it, not because you want to do it for yourself, but because this person is doing it, you want to do it as well. Do you think that's the right mindset?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
So I said most times it's because they are trying to prove a point, not because they're doing it for themselves, not because they're doing it because they love it, but because they want to prove a point to somebody. That's why they're doing it. Do you think that's the right mindset to operate with?
No, they are not proving a point to anybody. It's like saying I'm busy today because I want to prove a point that a woman can do it. It's my entitlement, it's my right as a woman to aspire to the top, to do anything I want to do. It is my right. They are not proving a point. We are not in competition with anybody. Women, and when you say somebody wants to prove a point, it's like we are competing. We complement each other. But where women have the capacity and the ability to do a particular task, the society should not discriminate against them.
Absolutely.
Women are flying today. They are doing very well, successfully flying. So if you begin to tell a child, no, a girl shouldn't fly, no, then you are not making it to be fulfilled. There are women mechanics and they are doing very well. All we need to do is, and that is what I said from the beginning, believe in yourself, know your ability and capability, know where your interest lies, go out and pursue it without fear of people coming to tap you. If you begin to listen to people say, what point are you proving? Just like you said, then you won't venture into other places. Women must venture into areas. Forget what names people will call you. If it means proving a point, if that is what it is, then prove the point that you can do it. There's nothing wrong with proving the point.
Amazing.
Yeah.
For that.
But we're actually not in competition and in any contest with the men. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor. Okay, still dwelling on this. In the Nigerian society, it is actually not easy, especially as a leader, amongst the men. So I believe there are challenges you must have faced as the first female Vice Chancellor. We would love you to, at least let us learn from this. Let us learn, because working in a male-dominated society, which Nigeria actually is, what are those challenges you faced as the first female Vice Chancellor?
Well, I really don't want to dwell on the challenges because I'm a woman. I think the challenges I face are almost the same challenges that every other man who has been a VC at first. But when you look at the peculiarities of me as a woman, is that women are very thorough and women detest failure. Perhaps I've worked harder, like it's to say women want to prove it. Perhaps I've worked harder, and really, women have to work harder. I've always said women work 3 times harder than the men. to prove it, to let the society know that they can do it. So perhaps I work harder than the men, and I see in that. I can't remember the vice chancellor who spent the number of hours I spend in the office. I have to work very hard. Again, I think that there are men who try to resist. Covidly, they try to resist the fact that certain policies, certain things that want to change the university are coming from a woman. The woman wants to make a name. The woman wants to prove it. The woman wants to perhaps show that she's doing better, or she's doing better than what the men VCs did. There are many who are so conscious of that. And so at each point, they try to work hard to make sure we don't succeed. They work hard negatively to make sure they bring us down. But I tell you one thing, that is why I have women more in my management, consciously and intentionally. Because first day I told them, this is our government. We must prove it, that we can do it. If I fail, you all fail. All the doors, all the opportunities will be shut in this university against all of you. So work very hard. We must work very hard together to show the men that we can do it. And I know that if I had some men in my cabinet, they would have been working against my administration. And when people complain where I was having women, they don't know that I have these women because I trusted them so much, and I still trust them till date. So the challenges that you are talking about that are faced is opposition from the men. Many of them consciously will want to oppose you because it's coming from you and you are a woman. And of course, you know, for me as a first female vice chancellor, perhaps my own is very peculiar because not just that people didn't really believe that I could make it, people just felt that it wasn't meant for one, a woman, two, it wasn't meant for even somebody coming from the other side. And so I've had to get a lot of opposition from them, a lot of gang up. I'm just trying to avoid using certain words. People, there have been a lot of gang up, night meetings. There have been a lot of gang up trying to bring my administration down. But women do not gang up against men. There are men that did worse things sitting as vice chancellor. Nobody wrote against them. Nobody blackmailed them. The men get to social media and turn them upside down. Just 2 weeks ago or last week, we had stampedes, and everywhere they were saying we lost students when no student died. Why are they doing that? Just bring her down, bring administration down. Why is it the woman is doing well? Bring her down. So there have been conscious effort to bring my administration down, which never happens in a male administration. I've been there in the University of Calabar for 30+ years. Never.
Wow.
We work and support the men, but the men work to bring down the woman's administration. But like I said, I am so focused that I don't even want to even look at it that is because I'm a woman that they are doing that. I think they're just doing that because that is their person. They are who they are, and so they will be who they are. And I've gone past that level indeed. So I want to use opportunity to say that I thank the women who have risen to the challenge and who are working so hard for the success of the administration. And equally, I appreciate the men who have seen something good in the administration and are out there to support us day and night. I thank them equally.
Wow.
Amazing.
We're thanking the men supporting women.
I think you call it
Yeah.
for she because of the
Right.
There are many he for she.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. So I want to ask a very curious question, given that I'm a very curious person. So, given that you are somebody who loves to break barriers, who loves to break records, is it safe to say that we are expecting you to contest for the next presidential election to emerge as the first female president of Nigeria?
female president of Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay, let me take that. To ask curiosity, I would love to ask, given that you're somebody who loves to break in the next presidential election that we're expecting you to contest to emerge the first female president of the Federal Republic of
No,
Nigeria.
not me. but you can be sure that any day a woman who has the brains, who got the resources, that I know is forward-looking and can change Nigeria, comes out to run for the presidency, Florence Obi will queue behind a woman with all my heart, and I will work my life out for such a woman. And that is exactly what I'm praying for. Not me. We have the Okonjo Iwealas that can come here and become presidents of this country. And I look forward to the day women will mobilize and go out and bring that woman, drag her down to come out and contest for the position of the presidency of the country. They are better women than me, but I will be there giving them support.
Very modest. We love to call it
infotainment.
We are here in the studio with the one and only, the first female Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, not the person than Professor Florence Banku Obi, and it's still the She Can series right here on UNICAL Radio, where we're celebrating International
Women's Day.
We're going to go on a very short break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up, have our last words, and enjoy. So keep it locked.
We'll be back soon. Hello, Prof.
Hello.
Yes, we're about to go back.
Okay.
Thank you for staying tuned, and we are still onto the series She Can. Embrace, accelerate, and move forward. And of course, we've been gaining insightful knowledge from our one and only first ever female Vice Chancellor, Professor Florence Banku Obi. I'm still your lady buddy, Michelle, and I still have Vine Ensure here with me. And so, yes, we're about to call it, wrap up. And so, to you, our dear Vice Chancellor, as we celebrate International Women's Day, and also, you are a trailblazer when it comes to the academics, we want to know what's your message to young women listening to you today who aspire to lead, who aspire to innovate and also create a meaningful impact?
Yeah, again and again, I will say believe in yourself. So I want to tell the young girls there to believe in themselves, to set their goals right, know where they are going to, set priorities for themselves, and monitor to see how much they are achieving of these goals that they have set. They should monitor themselves and see if they're actually going towards achievement of the goals. They should also make sure that they work very hard. They should work very hard. They should read widely. They should explore opportunities that are valuable for growth. And I want to advise the guys out there, if you want to be a leader tomorrow, live your life today based on the facilities and resources available to you, and based on your background. Don't live above your means. Don't live above your means and your income. Don't put your parents under any pressure. Don't be ephemeral. Don't go for ephemeral things. Don't go for things that will fade out tomorrow. Look out for what will benefit you tomorrow. So work hard. Hard work never kills. Suffer today for tomorrow's good. And I want to tell them to always stand up for themselves and for the fellow women. Speak out when you see that your rights are being trampled upon. Don't wait until you are at the top before you do that. Right now, today, as they go to school, as they go to class, as they go to work, wherever they are, they should learn to speak out and fight for their rights. And speak out against gender discrimination of any sort. Let me also let them know, especially those who are in University of Calabar, that the University Senate and Council has approved and passed the gender policy, which I've given a copy to the SUG, and I guess it's in the university website. Please look for it. The gender policy, study it, and know when to say no to any person and when to say yes. Don't allow yourself to be exploited by anybody. Don't allow yourself to be exploited by anybody. The gender policy is to guide both the female child and the male child. And everybody in the university, study it. Know your rights, know your privileges, and know where your right stops and the right of others come about. I wish them luck, and I wish our young girls great luck. Even as I say lastly, that they should open themselves up for mentoring. They should give themselves up to be mentored. There are willing women who are ready to mentor younger ones. How ready are they to be mentored? So they must be ready to be mentored, and they must be open for mentorship. They should explore opportunities, especially the ones we have in University of Calabar. The youth-friendly hub. It's coming up very strongly. I really encourage almost every girl to register there because they are learning a lot of skills that will help them to become leaders for tomorrow. Career Counseling Center is coming up. And the Students Counseling Center, if they go in there, the Career Center we are setting up, even if physically we have consultants and we have staff who are moving from one place to another, preparing the students for tomorrow. The girl child, whose opportunity is limited when you get out of school, should take more interest in the Career Counseling Center that is in the university and give themselves up to be mentored and to be guided. And the world will just be their stepping stone. Yeah.
Amazing.
Before we let you go, Ma, I'm not trying to be a jealous person, right? But you're giving a lot of advice to the women, to the girls. How about we, the males? Just give us a little bit of, wisdom as well.
No. No, I said both male and girl should all read the gender policy, for instance. Is there to guide everybody?
No. Aside the
But
gender
you know
policy.
what? Let me just say something. You know what? The world itself is the world of men.
Yes.
So we lay emphasis on the weak. Even Christ said it now. He didn't come there for the righteous. He came for the yeah, so the men are already there. They're having literally everything going for them. So we
don't be jealous.
Pull out the weaker person. So while we love our men, we encourage them, especially my male students, encourage them to get to the top, to aspire to the top. And that's why we try to build their capacity to be able to compete favorably with their mates when they get out. I want to travel one day. When I'm traveling, I see one of them say, "Oh, Ma, you are stranded in the airport. I want to bring my private jet and drop you." That's the kind of thing men can always do. It's their world. But the girls, we want them to give you a run for your money. We want our girls to give you a run for your money by their coming up to compete favorably with the rest of the female and the rest of the world too. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor, for those words of wisdom. I hope our dear listeners has actually gained a thing or two, during this conversation, right?
I have learned a lot of things. She said something about hard work. Yeah. I'm very particular about hard work. So I feel like, it's important to work hard in order to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So she said, do not be scared of hard work. It doesn't kill anybody.
That part got me. It doesn't kill anybody.
So hard. She said before assuming the position of Vice Chancellor, she's been sub-dean, dean, head of department, a lot of things. So that's a lot of hard work.
She has even served as a DVC.
Amazing. That's hard work, nothing more, just hard work.
Nothing beats hard work. So please, if you're listening to us, do the hard work so that you self can stand out. Be that woman that is making impact in the society.
So, Michelle, are we expecting you to become, the Vice Chancellor someday?
By the grace of God, it's an achievable, so definitely.
Amazing.
Okay, to you, our dear listeners, it has actually been an amazing conversation with our dear and estimable Vice Chancellor, the very first, I don't want to forget that, the very important the very first Vice Chancellor, female Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar. And I also hoped that you learned from her, treasure trove of, wisdom, because I actually learned a lot. Absolutely. And Vine also learned a lot. Absolutely. And so we are wrapping this series for today of the She Can Empower, Accelerate, and March Forward. Now, one thing is clear to you, our dear women, to you, our dear girls. Women are not just participants in progress. They are leaders, they are trailblazers and architects of the future. And so today, we actually celebrated the achievements of Professor Florence Banku Obi and also explored pathways to accelerate gender equality and women's rights. And then she also reinforced that hard work does not kill anybody. And also have belief in yourself. So to you, the young women listening to us, whether you any capacity you're serving in, just know that your voice matters, your dreams are valid, and your potential is limitless. The world needs your leadership, innovation, and courage to step forward and create. Thank you to the team, UNICAL Radio International 103.5. I also want to say thank you. Our deepest gratitude goes to our esteemed guest and mother, Professor Florence Banku Obi, for sharing our insights, our experiences, and also our wisdom. Your journey is an inspiration, and also your impact is undeniable. Well, until we come your way again, Divine, do you have any last message?
Well, I've said all I have to say.
All right.
She has left me, speechless. So all I have to say is keep working hard, keep showing up for yourself, be consistent in whatever you're doing. And if you do all of that, success is going to be inevitable.
Very true. And I also want to say that the conversation does not end here. So stay connected, keep learning, and continue marching forward toward a future where every woman and girl can thrive. This is UNICAL Radio International, and this has been She Can. Empower, accelerate, and march forward. Until next time, keep breaking barriers, keep accelerating actions, and keep marching forward. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
City.